Hey, welcome to another video on Expected Value Lotto, where we look at US scratch tickets and their expected values. And in this video, we're looking at the new Georgia Lottery $50 500x the money ticket. This is part of the March 2024 series of tickets coming out in Georgia, and this is just the second $50 ticket that we've had released in Georgia overall. So this is kind of a big video to be putting out. Now, this is a number match game, and there are a few multipliers you can find. So there's 5x, 10x, 50x, 100x, and 500x would be the one that you would really want to find. And then there are a couple of bonus spots down here at the bottom. And so you're looking for a money bag in any of these bonus spots to win the prize. So I do want to look at what the Georgia Lottery is claiming here on this ticket. It says all winning tickets total $100 or more. That's true. There are no break-even prizes on this, which means the odds are going to be a little tougher. We'll skip that. That's a lot of numbers there. Best chance to win $1,000 in Georgia history. So they're bragging a lot about this ticket. So let's see what we can find out about it. Now here on this page, we're looking at the prize structure and odds that the Georgia Lottery put out on this game. Overall odds are 1 in 3.58. And it looks like you can win anywhere from $100 to $10 million. So this is a little bit different than the previous $50 ticket because there's an actual pretty massive jackpot on this one. So that is nice to see. However, the odds are really long on hitting it, 1 in 4 million. The other thing I do need to note about this is that when I ran the numbers based on the numbers that are here on the prize structure, my odds came out to about 1 in every 3.88 tickets. It was very far off from what the Georgia Lottery claims the actual odds are. I wrote the Georgia Lottery about that and have not heard anything, have not seen any changes on the prize structure, but it seems a little bit sketchy. Some of these numbers I feel like have to be off for my odds and their odds to be so different. So, if anything changes, I will make another video on this ticket. But we do need to talk about taxes. In Georgia, for any prize over $5,000, they're automatically going to take out 29.75% in taxes. I don't view that tax money as part of the value of the game, so that is going to affect how I view the top two prizes here. So instead of what you see there on the screen, I'm going to view these as $7,025, and then the top prize as $7,025,000. So with those adjusted prize amounts, when you run the numbers on this game, you find out that the payout comes in between 77 and 78%. And yeah, this was a shock to me. I mean, the other $50 ticket we have has 83% payout. And so I was shocked when I saw the number 77% payout for a $50 ticket. Yeah, if this is true, if the numbers are correct that the Georgia Lottery has here on their prize structure, this payout is really, really low for a $50 ticket. Just couldn't believe it. However, with the odds being so far off and that payout being so low, I feel like there has to be a mistake somewhere here on the prize structure. So hopefully somebody at the Georgia Lottery will read that email and check this prize structure, and if there is something wrong, correct it. Otherwise, this is a super sketchy ticket because the numbers aren't matching up, and then the payout is just really low. Like, there is no way I would touch this ticket. So yeah, 77% is not a good number. Now, the other thing we need to mention about the 77% payout is that it does include all of the top prizes and upper mid-tier prizes, which not many people are going to be winning, which means very few people are even going to see the 77% payout on this game. And so what we want to know at this point is, what is the payout going to be for the average person with average luck who may not be winning those top prizes? And in order to figure that out, we're going to subtract out the value of the top 1% of prizes, recalculate, and see what the new payout's going to be. So looking back here at the prize structure, the separation between the top 1% and bottom 99% of prizes happens here at the $1,000 prize level. And so, if you are, I don't recommend playing this game. If all these numbers are correct, then this game is a huge scam. Like, I don't recommend playing it yet until we find out if there is some kind of mistake. But if you are playing it and you're just an average luck type person, when you do win, you're going to expect to see a prize somewhere between $100 and $1,000. But there at the $1,000 prize level, there is a split. It's about 17 to 83. So less, a good bit less than a quarter of these $1,000 prizes fall here in the bottom 99% of prizes and will be available to all people. The large majority, 83% of these $1,000 prizes will join the rest of these prizes as the top 1% of all the prizes. Now, top 1% prizes are really, really difficult to hit. If you want to know the odds of hitting one, look at the overall odds, move that decimal point 2 spaces to the right, and you find out that it's about 1 in every 358 tickets that would have a top 1% prize on it. What that means is that you are in almost $18,000 before you would expect to see even one of these top 1% prizes. And by that time, you really have to hit the top prize. And so that's really important to note if you are thinking about playing this game. Now, because so few people are going to be winning these top 1% prizes, we're going to take the value of all of these and subtract it from the payout number you saw before, and that's going to leave us with the payout of just the bottom 99% of prizes, where 99% of people are going to be playing this game. And when we do that, we find out that the payout for the bottom 99% of prizes comes in between 68 and 69%. This, I would expect a ticket like this to have over 70% payout for the bottom 99%. However, the overall payout is so low that it's affecting this bottom 99% payout as well. So while 68% is a pretty decent payout for the bottom 99% for a scratch ticket, I don't think it's good enough for a $50 ticket. I'm not really a huge fan of $50 tickets because, you've got $10 tickets in Massachusetts that have 80% payout regularly, and it's just hard for a state to get the payout much above 80%. And so I feel like if you're going to pay $50 for a ticket, the payout should be significantly higher than a $10 ticket. And so I just don't think there's enough advantage to buying a $50 ticket, and especially this one where they didn't even put the value in the game. There's no way I would play this. But, it is going to feel like an average big dollar ticket for most people, I think. Now, this page, we are keeping track of the increases and decreases in Georgia $50 tickets. And yeah, if all these numbers are correct, this is a huge decrease in value from the previous $50 ticket, the ultimate $5 million game. And so, yeah, if all these numbers are true, I would recommend you not even buy one of these. When you buy a ticket, you're communicating approval to the lottery for what they're doing with these tickets. And you do not want to communicate approval in a situation like this. What you want to communicate is disappointment, and you want to communicate that you don't deserve to see the value just sucked out of a ticket like this. You don't like to see the decreases in value, and you're not going to play the tickets when the Georgia Lottery does this. And yeah, there's no way I would ever play this, and there's no way I would ever recommend anybody else play this. If you're going to spend $50 on a ticket, buy the ultimate $5 million. It's better in every way. And you can see that in the green up here. So if you're playing $50 tickets in Georgia, you can see the best ticket in every category up here at the top. So if you're playing for overall value, ultimate $5 million has like 5.5 percentage points more than this 500x the money. Ultimate 5 million has way better odds. Ultimate 5 million is better for the conservative players. It's got 73% payout in the bottom 99%. It's also better for the high rollers because it's got 9% as opposed to 8%. It's just all around a far superior ticket. The Georgia, if all the numbers are true, the Georgia Lottery has, they have done a terrible job on this ticket. And then over here on the right, we are keeping track of top prizes as well. So there's also plenty of top prizes still out there for the ultimate $5 million ticket if you are playing $50 tickets. So yeah, this is a real stinker. Now here on this page, this is where we'll be keeping track of, ranking Georgia $50 tickets based on overall payout. And, I expect 500x the money to be on the bottom of this list for a long time. Here, we're keeping track, or we're ranking Georgia $50 tickets based on the bottom 99% payout. Again, I expect 500x the money to be on the bottom of this list for a very long time. Now here on this page, this is where we get to compare $50 tickets across states. And so the 500x the money ticket, I mean, it's relatively competitive when you look at what other states are doing with their $50 tickets. However, you've got Massachusetts at 79 and 80%, and then you've got the other Georgia ticket at 83% payout. And this is where we have to ask the question: if Georgia can put out a $50 ticket at 83% payout and make plenty of money on this game, then why would they put out a $50 ticket at 77% payout? It's just a total money grab and excessive greed. This is about 5.5 percentage points less than what we saw on the ultimate $5 million ticket. And that's just a massive amount of money when you consider how many tickets go into making just one game. So, one scratch game could easily have 10 million tickets that make up the entire game. Multiply that by the $50 price tag. That's $500 million, $500 million for one $50 scratch game. And 5.5% of 500 million is $27.5 million that the Georgia Lottery put into the hands of its players on the ultimate $5 million game, that they are stealing from the players on this new 500x the money game. And actually, when you look at how many top prizes there are and what the odds are of hitting that top prize, you find out that there are actually more than 10 million tickets that make up this 500x the money game. There's actually more around closer to 12 million tickets, which means the Georgia Lottery is actually stealing about $33 million from its players on this game. So, terrible ticket. Would not ever buy it. Here on this page, we are ranking these tickets across states based on the bottom 99% payout. 50x the money here in 5th place. Again, this is going to feel pretty average to most people, but it's not going to be anywhere near as good or feel anywhere near as good as the ultimate $5 million ticket, which has way more value there at the bottom for the average folks. Now here on this page, we are looking at the top 36 tickets we've reviewed on the channel so far. 7748 was only good enough for 33rd place overall. That's a huge embarrassment for the Georgia Lottery to put out a $50 ticket that has less value than a $5 ticket that came out in Georgia a little while ago. The Fast 50s had 77, close to 78% value. And this $50 500x the money ticket has less value than that. That is an embarrassment, and the Georgia Lottery should absolutely feel ashamed that they put out a $50 ticket with less payout than the $5 Fast 50s ticket. It's ridiculous. But also we've got less than a $10 ticket from Georgia, less than a $20 ticket from Georgia, less than $30 tickets. And then, here's the real huge deal. The $500 ticket here, the 500x the money, way less value than $10 tickets in Massachusetts. And so, yeah, I mean, this is where why I don't really like $50 tickets, because states can't really get much higher than 80-81%, which Massachusetts is already doing on their $10 tickets. So there's really nowhere to go. 83, I don't know if I will ever see a ticket with a higher payout than 83%, but this $50 500x the money ticket is complete trash. Please don't play it, and beware. Now, these are the top 36 tickets based on the bottom 99% payout. 6878, let's see, was good enough for 24th place overall. But again, I mean, this $50 ticket should be closer to what we saw with the ultimate $5 million. It should be in the top 10, not down here in 24th place. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's bad news for this new Georgia Lottery $50 500x the money ticket. The Georgia Lottery, if the numbers are all correct, the Georgia Lottery has done, I mean, I can't think of a more disappointing ticket that I've seen recently from the Georgia Lottery, but this one is a horrible one. Please don't play this. Please tell everyone not to play this. This is a horrible game. All the Georgia Lottery is doing is trying to grab your cash, steal money from you, and you don't deserve to be treated like that. The Georgia Lottery, did not do a good job on this one. So that's unfortunately it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.